We were listening to Rabbi Kaufman here in New Jersey, and he did a really inspiring talk on Ithro. And everyone mentions Ithro as a person of growth because he himself spent life exploring different spiritual ideas, and he was a priest to many religions. As he presented an Ithro Bo, and he is called the Kohen Midian. So Kohen meaning that he was the one who was serving idols and the one who were serving not just one but many different religions. And we know that Ithro was the person on advisory board of Pharaoh when Pharaoh decided to kill the Jews and decided to drown them all. And they had an idea that why they choose this particular method, because Hashem promised that he's not going to bring the flood into the world. And they're knowledgeable enough, knowing that Hashem is powerful, and they would do something to cover themselves. So what's happening here, it says the Ithro Bo, he came. And surprisingly, we would have expected that many more people would come. But it says only one person came. We have a global revelation when Hashem shows himself to the world. Hashem himself is performing tremendous miracles. And we know that all 10 miracles were seen all over the world. And theoretically, it should inspire many, many more people. And when Hashem shows himself for the Jewish people and he comes to the mountain, right before there was a certain period that was this extreme stillness in the world. And the nations of the world become concerned, that they worried. And they come to their priest, and the tradition says that they come to Balaam, the greatest prophet of all times, and they say, what's happening? Is Hashem going to destroy the world? Because they remember similar experience. There was a record that when Hashem brought flood, there was a certain harmony and stillness, similar when the world was experiencing now, right before the Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah. And Balaam said, don't worry, Hashem has given Torah to his people, to his nation. And we see that Ithro is a super witness that we have because he came. And when Moshe revealed to him, he said to him many details that was happening when Jews were redeemed from Egypt. And then when they were given the Torah, because there's an opinion that Ithro came after giving of the Torah. And he said when he heard it, then he said, oh, Hashem is great. And he said he brought sacrifices. So we derive from this that he made the Giyur. He went through a procedure of becoming Jewish. And right before, in the Parsha before that, we hear about Amalek. Amalek also came. And what the reason Amalek came? Amalek came to wage war against the Jews. And we know that, theoretically, when we have someone in the world being, let's say, fighting us under the flag of anti-Zionism, it's not anti-Zionism, it's anti-Semitism. And anti-Semitism is not just a hate toward the Jews, it's a hate toward God, meaning they decline the possibility for themselves to serve God, to serve Hashem. And because we representing Hashem in this world, they hate us. And this is what happened. So what's happening with the 10 commandments that we received, I heard it from my son, from Yeshayahu. He said to me that there's a 10 ma'amaras, 10 sayings, that Hashem created this world. And the world, for many nations in their eyes, they thought Hashem left this world, that it's not anymore under his supervision. But many nations still know that Hashem is in the world, and they decided to serve not him, but many representations. They were serving mazalas, basically the stars that Hashem and malachim, angels, through which Hashem guide this world. And they become very enthralled and very tied up with their avodah zorah, serving idols. And when Hashem did 10 plagues in Egypt, one by one, he destroyed all the idols that Egypt had. And Egypt, the most developed country, the most developed in all areas, including how to serve idols. And when Hashem destroyed all the idols of Egypt one by one, there was a vacuum left. And what happened? Nations, so to speak, the whole mindset of understanding how the world works and what is left and what is right, and what the rules of your universe was basically Hashem claimed back that he is the master of the world. And 10 Mamaras, Mamar means Hashem it's like a one-way communication. God is talking to the nations. And then we have a 10 commandments. And the commandments represent a different type of conversation. When Hashem tells something to us and we respond, and we as a nation respond and say, Na'aseh v'nishma. We're going to listen and we're going to do. So now there is a bris. There's a covenant between Jewish people, between the nation and this world, and Hashem. And that's a totally different setup. It's totally different achievement. And Ithro, when he witnessed all these miracles, he wasn't like everyone else. He was the only guy who came and he said, I want to be Jewish. I want to serve that God. I want to serve God who's all righteous and all his judgment is perfect. And this is what Rabbi Kaufman said today, that when you see something in your life, whatever happening around you, that's how Hashem is talking to you. When there's something happening, it's a message for you, for me, for everyone around that you can be a better person. You can be a better spouse. You can be a better Jew. You can be a better professional. This is a Ithro. This is a Parsha Ithro this week. He came, and basically this week's Parsha, we learn about 10 Commandments. This is the Parsha, so to speak, that the center of the Torah, because all the halachas is based on that Parsha, on 10 Commandments that in this story. And it says that, I'm going to say it, it's Hashem revealed himself in this week, Parsha, and he gave us 10 Commandments. It was such a wonderful revelation that, such a strong message that when Hashem said first 2 commandments, it basically consists all 10, and 10 commandments consist 613, all of them. And people basically passed out. They lost their conscience because no prophet but Moshe can receive the prophecy and still maintain his facilities, to be able to see, to be alive, awake. And this is it. So this is a parsha where he was thrown. And what did he do? Ithro? He said, Baruch Hashem. If you ask any Jew in the world, how are you doing? Many of them would say, Baruch Hashem. Where do we learn it from? We learn it from Ithro. By reacting to what's happening around us, he says, Baruch Hashem, bless the Lord. And we can learn from this. Whatever is coming, it's a message and our chance for improvement and to become better.